Hi-oh, beaver! Away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Critscast as we enter another week of Season 21 of ETF2L Premiership Highlander, sponsored by Manco Store. We have got two teams fighting for the playoff positions, not just to even get into the playoffs, but to get that edge to maybe be a higher seed when it comes to the postseason and determining who will become the champion of Season 21. We are seeing POYOTECH versus Bank Heist, both battling out for a position in the playoffs. It is going to be Bank Heist in the red and POYOTECH in the blue, and looks like Dito's getting in there a little bit faster, and some underneath play there, Buck, with Dwell and Lanza.
Yeah, Dwell looking for something here. I don't know if they're going to find it though. I mean, they're pretty aware of it, but got Copy done very early actually. Might open up a lot of space for Bank Heist to try and work their way onto the point here. They got Lucian being very aggressive, actually. Sort of playing with his Demonic Scout on the point as Sis and Scout going to sort of edge cap this, but the nice bomb in from Hugo gets him down to the point.
Yeah, he gets taken out by the Sentry, and Soldier is a very, very important class on this map due to that kind of crate control up the top there. And Bankheist actually did get a lot of cap time down. Carpi actually getting spawn camped essentially by 20 grams, gets taken down, and again, Bankheist are trying to tease this point again, but POYOTECH don't want to don't want to let it go for free, and now they're starting to cap. Lanza and Hugo both dying pretty much in sync there, and as the Ubers come out, we do see this on Warmtic, these extremely long mid-fights, as this is still a mid-fight going on, but Lucian's got backstabbed, but not before Joe got taken out there, so no demo for POYOTECH for the time being.
Yeah, POYOTECH player's been very lucky as well. I mean, Vidal lived on 1 health there, managed to get out, and now he's back in the fight. ArchRhythm getting a stab there, and now also being on 1 health, is still in the backlines and the live, so some health management coming in there, but I mean, they're going to be fine for the point. Point still hasn't been capped here, and with middle and point down, you know, losing some hit scan on the point here. They're going to try and rely on Joe spamming him out, but there's a lot of drop down spam coming in from Dito.
Yeah, ArchRhythm gets the huge kill though. ArchRhythm taking down DQZ, no medic for Bank Heist, and this may be the nail in the coffin as Dito goes in, and oh my gosh, absolutely nukes them. Rambosaur gets the 2k with his mini sentry, but the 2k from Dito is the one that matters as he takes down Layla, and this is still a mid-fight, ladies and gentlemen. It's still going. Was that a drop from Layla? Did she have an Uber there?
I'm not sure. I think it might have been actually. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's enough time for her to actually get it there, but DKZ's still going to be sitting pretty healthily right now behind the points, going to be healing everyone up. Got Lanza Spy checking for ArchRhythm. There's Lucian, which is sort of sitting on top of the container, so sort of getting that cohesion in. Going to be trying to get cap time now, time 6 on the point, and I think this will be the first cap to Bank Heist after one of the longest warm tick mids I've probably ever seen.
I did see one that was longer.
Longer.
A couple of years ago. It was longer, yeah. It's just this map. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
Like, teams don't want to be too aggressive, otherwise they wipe, so they end up just hiding behind the crates and taking that passive role and waiting. And you know, I was ready to call it for POYOTECH getting it there, but 20 grams with the 2k takes down Carpi at the point, doing so much work. DQZ though goes down to middle, and it's like a massive chaos.
Yeah, team boarded out absolutely nowhere. Just like, I don't know whether it was like a surf or something, but just kind of like comes in with the spy and the soldier around the back of Banana. Manages to pick up a lot of people though, and it leaves Bank Heist in a bit of dismay here, but they've still got the point, and Brahma's going to try and edge cap this out with his mini risk ranger. I say that, welcome to for a bomb, denies it for a second, so God, they really don't want to give up this point.
Yeah, it's actually doing pretty well for them. They've managed to get Carpi, so if they do cap this now, it's going to extend his spawn, and there we go. He's gone to a 16-second spawn because of that. Equal Ubers, Hugo managing to take down Lucian, and Dito trying to clean him up, which he does. T-Borden being a very aggressive, but he's gonna maybe get backstab? No, he's actually aware of 20 grams behind him. So a couple of players down here for POYOTECH, and they're being quite passive. That's going to give Bank Heist the opportunity to go forward and get some cap time here. Joe going down to drop down, spamming those pipes, and just forcing them to back off, take some heals, get back into position. Carpi is also back into position, and 20 grams dies to a reflect pipe, and we're just seeing very passive gameplay here, Buck, from both sides.
Yeah, not gonna lie, Joe's been doing a great job of just denying them over this point, pretty much like single-handedly, just putting up some decent spam on Bomber. The Uber comes out now, but like, I don't know whether it's gonna get as much as they want. They're kind of just doing it as a denial. I mean, they still denied the point here pretty favorably. They've only lost 3. Carpi going down might open something up though, as Lucian's trying to get aggressive.
Yeah, Lucian does get a kill down. Cap is going to go down, as they do technically lose the lead, but they're going to get it back within a couple of seconds. And this is not the way I was expecting this map to go. I was expecting a lot more aggression, a lot more aerial control, but it seems the teams are happy to just sit back and play around their snipers, except POYOTECH aren't playing around their sniper. 20 grams is on a spree, keeps taking down Carpi, and Carpi is not having the performance that he wants to have because he's not getting any time. Look, 20 grams is already going back to the spawn, trying to go for the spawn camp, and Carpi he's just not getting in the game.
Yeah, no, this is really well played by 20 grams. I mean, Carpi, easily one of the best players on POYOTECH. I mean, you know, there's a reason he got started the season last season, MVP, because like he's just been on fire. You go right now though, going for a big bomb. So trying to get around the back of Banana, just actually force it out though. DKZ comes in, although it is kind of a trade here, in fairness, since Joe coming in with Uber as well. They're trying to live here, some sticks in front of Banana, System almost getting caught out by that, but air blasting them away for safety, and the point still in control of the Banklist.
Yeah, POYOTECH used their Uber there when they should have just been waiting for, you know, Hugo did a great job in getting the force, but they actually used it earlier. But yeah, Joe goes down to Bijou. And just to mention, during all of that chaos, 20 grams again managed to get Carpi, so he's just constantly killing him, and Lucian is able to reap the benefits because he's giving him so much time and space, and that's kind of that relationship between the spy and the sniper, right? If your spy is constantly taking down the enemy sniper, it means your sniper has a lot more freedom to just sit and wait and take those picks. And at the moment, Bankheist, 20 seconds left on the clock, POYOTECH really struggling here.
Notice his positioning as well, it's kind of interesting. They've got their demo and their heavy, not with the combo. They're just kind of healing their energy with the mini and the sniper and the pyro to try and deny the space with the doorway. But I mean, they're trying to get some point pressure now. But yeah, Wiethoofd getting Layla there actually going down. He was going to come out in return.
It was exactly what you were talking about, like the fact that they don't have their demo or their heavy in the combo. They have this kind of interesting hold where, you know, Lanza is watching underneath. I think this is a pause now. They are unpausing.
Oh, finally. Yeah, I got a feeling they're going to take this round though. I mean, you got sort of Lanza to sit on the point here, getting healed, Siska's down, there we go. It's a very, very quick round. But yeah, I agree with what you said. Like, it's going to be a complacency thing. It's still kind of mid-season. I really don't think this team should be placed at this point. I know they definitely won't be, and they'll be scrimming to try and fight it. But yeah, we'll see how much that scrimming pays off for this.
We'll have to see, and so far it's not paid off too well as Bankheist are one round up on this first map, Warm Tick. And we'll see if POYOTECH can come back and get something done. Hugo electing to play a little bit more passive, along with Poi protecting Carpi, who has been the focus of so much. And there we go. Dwo tries to jump in, and Carpi is being protected. Get down, Mr. President, as Agi instead slips in, and DQC is not afforded that same protection. Gets taken down, but Carpi is headshot by Lucian. So no sniper for POYOTECH, but they do have the heals. And this is where Bankheist can maybe go for a play onto Layla and try and give themselves a bit of an advantage before they regroup.
They really want to chase Agi though. He's like sort of managed to get around the back here. Hugo as well getting around the back, but could be going down quite soon as it's actually. Oh wait, no, my hood's broken. I need to reset my hood. I almost said this even Ubers. I was going to say Layla definitely has out here. That's going to be sitting behind the point with Rambo's mini, allowing him a lot of space in this point though. Yeah,
they're giving a lot of play, and based on where Layla is, she's kind of passive that they can't really use this Uber just yet, and this is where the pause happened, it seemed. And there we go, the Uber is used, but they did allow the cap to go down. DQZ is kind of caught in, he gets stuck on the pole and can't get around that corner, so they get the cap, but they do not actually manage to retain many of their players, and it should be pretty easy pickings for POYOTECH to recapture this.
Yeah, I think Agi probably going for a bit of a different strategy here. Probably wise actually. Wasn't managing to find Lucian, managed to find DQZ instead at the very start, and now maybe the focus will go swift onto the medic, and it might favour them out. I mean, you know, gonna be Layla sort of Joe. Reason to call power couple because he just gets a lot of the heals and the spams over the point as you do on the demo man class in Highlander. Gonna try and walk the waves back in now.
It does seem that the reason we had that pause earlier was middle having issues, so he is no longer playing for POYOTECH on Scout, and it's going to be BKTS, more well known as a scout. Sorry, not as a scout, but as a spy. And he is going to be playing Scout for POYOTECH for the time being. But they're doing all right so far. About 30 seconds ahead on the time stakes, and again, POYOTECH allowing Bankheist to have so much time on the point for free. They do have this Uber advantage. Big bomb in from Hugo. He does take down Lucian, but doesn't get any damage on DQZ, and this time he is well away and he's not going to get caught out.
Yeah, DQZ in a relatively safe place here. Copy down as well. They're only 4 down. They've only just got the spawns in. Poi kind of feeling there, managing to drop down, trying to kill Bijou in Banana. Nice pipe through drop down. Joe managing to find that and gets a bit of a force actually onto DQZ. They're bringing it to Wrangled Sentry though. I mean, Rambo going to be denying this pretty well with his Wrangled. Doesn't even lose the gun for that. Uber actually completely denied there.
Yeah, I mean, they used Uber, but yeah. What? Tell me what you saw, Buck. Tell me what you saw.
A snipe onto the medic is what I saw, CeeJaey. However, they're 3 down, and Woe is going down as well, though. But I think I'm going to try and pressure this point. Still actually holding the point, in fairness. So it's going to be chilling and Banana, I think.
If I was playing this game right now, Buck, and the legend himself, Premiership Estevez, was here, he'd be screaming right now, "Take down the gun, push forward. We have space." Rambasaur is not being pressured, other than that Uber. Like you said, the Uber didn't even take down the gun, and the gun's being left to stay up, and with no heals, you might have thought that would have been an advantage for, you know, an opportunity for Bank Heist to take that space, go forward, get that gun down, because at the moment, POYOTECH don't really have much forward pressure. BKTS and Hugo, or Buckets I should say, and Hugo both going down there, kind of going for sacks. But Bank Heist liking to do this passive hold, and again, like you pointed out, Wiethoofd playing on the opposite side to his rest of the combo, and it just seems that POYOTECH are happy to be
Slow.
defensive here, and I was going to be more pragmatic, but yeah, slow.
I may as well be blunt. I mean, Hugo goes for a bomb, but he bombs the front rather than the back. He sees the heavy, he's like, nah, I'm not having any of that. He just decided to bomb into the Wrangle mini instead. They lose 3 though, the Uber comes out. DQ's got an over of his own though. Getting Uber to save his Pyro and save the buildings as well. Entry's still up as well. Bit of a travesty of an Uber from POYOTECH, to be fair. Just gonna Uber straight into a counter Uber in the front of Banana. Not gonna favour you, got Lucian peeking this though. Oh, doesn't find the head of Joe, but he gets some damage on him.
That was so strange. They were getting cap time at the same time as going for a sack. I can go with that. I I agree. And then they decide to Uber the cappers and go forwards.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the end, they don't get anything. And, you know, DQZ did a great job there, milking there. When Hugo went for the bomb, he was quite weak, but he didn't pop that Uber, and it meant the counter Uber was very easy. But, Agi, yeah, getting Tito down there, this may be an opportunity. 20 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, but the stab onto Coffee as well. 20 grams comes in with his clutch stuff. He stopped scoring for his team apart from his medic right now, doing a huge job. Hugo bombs him around the back onto Lucian actually. Lucian kind of surfing it away though. Still alive for his team, gonna be sniping onto the point. Joe doesn't really peek this too far, can't really. The Wrangle mini's giving trouble. ×2 on the point. Are they gonna let this cap? Point taking so much damage here. Goes down, drops it. Drops the heavy in the Uber. The scout power come in here, but the return Uber comes in. Kind of weak in Banana, but I mean it's 4 down right now for POYOTECH.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. Layla gets caught out by Lucian, who is on the high ground, and there's so many players that going down for both sides here, but despite the fact that the respawns are better for POYOTECH, they aren't going to get enough bodies forward in time. 2-0 to Bank Heist right now. And, yeah, I mean, this defensive hold from Bank Heist, POYOTECH don't have a counter to it.
You know what they're not doing? They're not playing around Coffee. Coffee's 17 score, and that's not even his fault, really. What they really need to be doing is saying, okay, look, Coffee can beat Lucian, right? Let's just say that. I'm not saying that as a personal opinion. They should be saying that for confidence. And what they should say is just go Banana, take the sniper sniper, and then just bully them out. I don't know why they're not bullying them out with the sniper on panels and sniping Banana, but anyway, this next mid's happening.
Yeah, I do feel that both sides have strong defensive holds, but it's about who has control of the point and allowing them to set up that hold.
Again,
and there we go.
The sniper.
Yeah.
Oh. Goes down
20
again.
grams takes down Rambasaur, and Lucian winning the sniper battle at the moment and getting the body shot, meaning, you know what that means? No buff on Carpi, and not listening to the advice Bug's giving them. Give your... Oh, big bomb in from Dwo. He comes in from underneath and nobody is aware. He's able to kill down Layla. He's able to take down the medic with nobody on the team turning around and realizing what's going on. That's how swift that bomb was. Dwo showing why season after season he's chosen as one of the best soldiers in Prem. Udka cleaning up Joe for good measure. And Bank Heist...
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, gets Coffee down to 1 health, just holding W, just pressuring them out so well. But you know, DQZ's positioning in for that fight, just went into Banana, just went to go and chill, and yeah, now they're going for this other Banana side, this, like, push. So, but Coffee gets sniped. Lucian actually like going against what I was saying, like, could be losing that sniper.
20 grams has 42 points right now, and Lucian has 41. Obviously, that's no indicator of kills, but they're getting so much work done. And Dwo takes down Layla again. He's dominating her. Utsa then comes in for the cleanup. The Uber is used. Dito just yeets himself forward. Karpi's going to try and get a kill, and he does get the kill onto Dito. It went a little bit too far forward then. And Karpi is allowed, you know, a few seconds respite, some room before Lucian takes him down. He's on a 6k. Lucian is not being pressured whatsoever by POYOTECH, and Karpi has just, he's on his own, and the team are not playing around him, and that's inexcusable. But Hugo's trying to take matters into his own hands, takes down Bijou and DQZ, so POYOTECH a minute behind, but they do have control of the point, Buck.
Yeah, they get the point, and ArchRhythm manages to get Lucian, so there's a big sigh of relief coming up from POYOTECH, because they're maybe going to try and defend this point for a bit. He's just trying to spam over it as 20 grams makes his way through this drop down, see if he can get something from behind. Karpi getting spammed out quite a lot by Sis actually on the detonator, I think, as Hugo's trying to replace him on the high ground. But Layla does importantly have an ad here, so we'll have to see if they do like a submarine push like I mentioned earlier, or whether they just want to take this across the point.
Yeah, it looks like T-Borden is going to be the one to just look around, and I think Karpi taking down 20 grams, just being like, don't backstab me again, please. But it did look like T-Borden was the one just tanking the heals, looking forward, and sort of maybe being the lookout, and then Joe was just waiting behind, and you know, probably going to go in for the deep bomb if they do elect. And there we go, Karpi on a 2-kill streak, takes down Lucian. He has a bit of space. He is getting quite weak as he's getting spammed by other sources there. Hugo's going to jump up, try and contain some of the high ground and help out his sniper. But again, very slow sort of stuff going on here, Buck. 1 minute 25, Bankai's not really doing anything. Finally, they're Ubering forward.
Yeah, they Uber forward here, but like it's not going to find anything, and like, I don't know, it's kind of just, again, Ubering into another ad, but they lose 4 in return. Small's only just come in from ArchRhythm, and like Karpi go down as well. I'm not really sure how that happened. I guess this flank player's coming in, but he's just trying to pressure this point as much as he can, and with Joe going down, that should be secure.
Yeah, they've actually run away here. They're actually really far. Oka is actually looking, and 20 grams is waiting. He's on to Layla. No, T-Borden babysitting duty, making sure nobody gets near his medic, despite running all the way back. But I mean, it took them a long time now. I mean, 1 minute and 44 seconds essentially it took Mankeist to go from that situation where they had 50% disad. But it does mean that they are set up now, and I think this is all going to be about whether they can hold on to this. And Karpi starting to bring off some kills here. Poi trying to go underneath, but Lanza in that position above the tunnel is going to take down both of them. But both teams nearly have it. DQZ is at 92%. This Uber's coming in, and Layla uses it very, very early on. They drop T-Borden. Dito gets dropped out of his Uber. Rambasor's going to get cleaned up, and surely Joe's going to die as well. Oko is just pointing and clicking, and things are dying in front of him. 5 kill streak right now. But most importantly, Buck, they still have control of the point.
Yeah, at least getting a nice chef shot to the scout, and yeah, they've still got this point control. Poi and T-Borden are going to be struggling to try and deal with this alone, especially against Lucian, but they do have this high ground. Hugo and Karpi still up here, just trying to deny as best as he can, as Hugo tries to go across the point, but yeah, previously, DQZ living there on 92, very important player there, managed to come back in with that counter Uber, and it's going to get the even more point time actually, so I'll have to see if they do any more stat plays. Layla is coming up to Uber very shortly there.
Yeah, and this is a decent ad, and Karpi taking down Dito, but whatever you can do, I can do better. Lucian takes down Joe, and actually and Poi both going down as well. Buck is taking down Doi with the cleaver. What is going on right now?
Karpi just died to fall damage. I think he missed the jump back into the window spot, and he just died to fall damage. Lands going for a bit of a drop down play. I'm not sure about this against the mini and a pyro, but yeah, DQZ coming up to 100%, so they just let them get 100% for free basically. And they're going to be trying to defend this point with their demo. Deep comes in now, but again, they're going into this. Oh, they almost dropped Deep there, but DQZ getting a good flash in to save him. And yeah, just a lot of pressure right now on the point.
Yeah, Dito is so good though. Like, he was so weak, just gets enough of a flash and manages to get 3 kills. So many people dying. He eventually goes down. 20 grams is going to take down Joe. So many people dying for both sides here. 4 players left alive. 4 Bankais. T-Borden's going to come onto the point and get a bunch of damage, but not enough. And that's going to be a 3-0, Buck. A 3-0.
Yeah, and especially with a Koff team as well. I mean, POYOTECH are really renowned for being very good on Koff. So, I don't know, whether Cold Plant is their gem, have to wait and see, but really well played by Banclose there. Playing around Lucian, like definitely denying Carpi a lot of space for the earlier rounds, and they didn't manage to pick it up. I thought for a few minutes they were managing to sort of get it, because like for a few minutes there, like Banclose looked like a bit perplexed. They were like, okay, well what's our plan here? They've got the point, what do we now do? And then the picks come in again from the flank, and like their Ubers go in, but then they don't fight it properly, and they lose like 4 people post Uber. So it just kind of comes back to bite them in the butt, and then they lose the point again. There we go. So 3-0 for them at the moment.
We are continuing it. Bankai's taking Warmtick 3-0, and we'll see what happens on Coal Plant. And Dito getting there kind of early, and Joe just playing really passive and putting the sticky traps. And again, it looks like they just want to play around Carpi, wait for him to get kills. As he gets a shot onto Sis, doesn't get the kill, but Carpi goes down to Dito. He's just throwing those pipes over. 3 down now for POYOTECH, and oh, it's like deja vu, Buck.
Yeah, like I was more surprised that Utka literally just doing a double jump onto the roof and 2-shotting Joe. Like, it just instantly takes down the demo, that one jump, like no denial whatsoever. But because I was kind of interested as well, because they did an initial rollout on the right side, which I'm not usually a fan of, but they made it work, putting around the sniper and getting Joe very passive, Dito aggressive on the point. They managed to make it play well.
I'm interested to see the kind of Hugo versus Duo battle, not necessarily the DM battle, but what they managed to achieve with their bombs. As Hugo goes in, he's going to get denied, and Duo is now on the other side. He's just patrolling, but Joe goes down there to Lucian. That headshot means no demo for POYOTECH, and again, this time they're playing a little bit closer to Carpi, and just having him play not close enough as he gets backstabbed by 20 grams, and the pipes from Dito take down T-Borden, and they get forced as well, but yeah, Layla uses her Uber.
Joe, tries for, I mean, DQC actually taking no damage there, probably 40 took damage and just popping out, so I guess well played by Joe to get that force, in fairness, but yeah, Layla. Oh, it goes down double from D-Toad! Oh, it's tragic.
Did you know, Buck, that D-Toad is inactive?
He is inactive, yeah, but he's top scoring at the moment.
I was gonna say that DQZ, maybe like, I don't know, as a medic sometimes you see the demo jump in and there's 2 stickies under you and you can't risk it. But yeah, using that Uber, and Dito, wow, Hugo with a nice rocket there onto Duo, so there was a bit of a DM battle going on between them. 3 down now for Bankheist as POYOTECH decides to just kind of go forward. Joe actually just sacrificing himself almost. T-Borden with the reflex that he's so well known for, getting one onto Bijou. But there we go, Carpi coming into the game now, takes down Dito. He's not been alive since that bomb, and Buckets is actually going to chase onto DQC. Does get the kill, and DQC gets juggled to a position where he can't get through that doorway, and things have been flipped on its head. Layla 85% now, and starting to look a little bit more into this round.
I think it was probably the first misplay I've actually seen from DQZ this entire time. Like, I'm not sure. I think he was kind of waiting for Carpi to like maybe look away, but like he kind of just waited a bit too long and then stayed in and then dies with troubles. But I've got a feeling they're going to try and sack for Layla. But we've got a mini on this sort of high ground, which is kind of interesting from Rambo, and yeah, just a lot of pressure on the corner right now.
Oh, Duo jumps in and just sees Buckets in front of him and just gets a rocket onto him, takes him straight down. Hugo's going to jump in, get splashed with you, but actually takes down Bijou. So that level 3 sentry in the doorway, totally just removed from the equation now. But Lucian is going to take down Joe. Yeah, they take down Joe and Hugo. DQZ survived all of that ordeal, so he's at 55%. Going to have about a 30% advantage over Layla. And with no spam classes, they may be able to kind of just pressure the point a little bit. You know, Carpi is well protected, and that's the thing about Coal Plant. You know, playing as a blob in that corner of the map can be pretty good, but D-Toad fears no man, and he's just walking forward and just saying, hey guys, I'm here.
See, and this is the reason why I'm not a fan of this right side push, because the Soldier comes in, gets a lot of damage down, and like they lose their demo here. They're trying to Uber in to just kind of like reimburse whatever happened, but I mean, Duo gets a pick onto Joe again. Joe going down quite a lot here, and they get some pressure into the shoulder as well. Sap goes onto the mini, so there's like 5 down right now. Realistically, I don't think that should have worked for Bankheist. Their flank from behind made a huge play and made it work for them.
I like how Urka just ran so far forward. He was like on the search, and Duo is actually waiting as well. Kind of maybe, I don't think anyone actually knows he's there. So he's able to, he's going to be able to jump from behind. Oh no, if only he'd gone the other way, he would have caught them out. He was waiting, and nobody seemed to notice that he was there. But Layla does have that full charge now. Duo dies late on. There are stickies there, not going to catch anybody out. Joe's going to launch himself forward, but they don't get a kill, and Joe actually dies.
Oh, Joe does it again. He's dying so much here. It means they've got less damage in these re-pushes of these defenses they're trying to do now. But nice snipe onto the heavy, and actually managed to catch out Utka as he holds W with a decent Rambo mini wrangled sentry here, and then Stab goes on to Viju as well. So kind of interesting denial there.
Got me!
Oh no! Oh, the snipe!
There was only 2 people alive. It was Sis and DQZ, the only people who were still actively fighting, and Carpi drops DQZ.
He's found his mojo, boys.
He takes down Utka as well. Yeah, he's back in the game, and this is the problem with Coal Plant for Bank Heist. You know, they can't be picking off Carpi by himself anymore because the nature of the defensive hold on this map means you have your entire team playing around the sniper. So without taking Carpi out of the game constantly, he's allowed free roam, and he is getting pick after pick. He's getting damaged now by Dito. Dwo actually jumps in as well. Big counter from Hugo, takes down Dito from the game, and so much cap time here for Bank Heist, but not enough to get the cap. And actually, it's probably better for them to not cap as they're trying to fight this. It's just chaos right now. Hugo takes down DQZ. Layla still has Aruba. Joe's just putting stickies down, and you know they have to play the point right now.
So this is more of the POYOTECH, like, you know, we all know and love, really. I mean, you got Poy actually running Grass Beast here, even to deny the last sort of pushes in. Uber comes out, but they've still got some camps on here. The spawns have come in. I don't know whether that Uber was slightly too early. Lancer's going to be trying to peek this now. There isn't actually a sniper to deny this. We've got Poy on Grass Beast though. They've got to try and spam him out. This Spy gets denied as well. Sis goes in, gets the shot in. A lot of this chaos on the point, but they're losing so many players right now for the team.
Yeah, that mini sentry being wrangled in the doorway is such an annoyance to deal with. DQZ, last one, and I'm trying to arrow Lucian to keep him alive, which he does. Trying to touch the point to keep it active, but he can't. And yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I totally agree with what you said. That Uber maybe a little bit too keen there. Maybe hoping that the Brass Beast was going to clean everybody up, but he got focused down very early, and in the end it was that mini sentry from Rambasaur being wrangled in the doorway that led to that round victory. But again, Dito decided to sticky up aggressively, Joe just passively putting stickies, and it feels like they just want to let Carpi do all the work.
Yeah, the thing is though, you run a risk with that, and it puts a lot of pressure on one person, which you don't really want. He does get the demo pick, but the people are going to be still trying to come forwards here. I mean, they've got this Wrangle mini coming out from Rambo again, which they've still got to try and deal with. The bomb comes in though. Oh, Layla on such slow health. Oh, doesn't die from the full damage either. Unlucky by the soldier there.
Yeah, almost gets the kill. Oh, 20 rounds! He gets the shot and just takes down Layla. So medic advantage for DQZ and Bank Heist. Poy is still running that Brass Beast actually. That wasn't a... Yeah, decided to go for the mid fight this time, and you know, Bank Heist maybe not going to expect it. It does take down Lanza, but Lucian is going to headshot Poy, so both heavies eliminated from the game. Bank Heist winning the mid fight again here, Buck, and it seems like they're the ones that seem to be doing it better.
Yeah, they seem to be doing a bit more chaotic plays and like taking Bank Heist by surprise with a few of these pushes, but I mean, they're focusing a lot of spam on DQZ. Sis doing an amazing job there, denying some spam, but does manage to sort of get picked up. I think. Oh no, Scout leaves him alone, but the other comes out anyway. DQZ kind of out of position here. No one looks at him though. Actually, he's got a bit of looking at him, but like no one else is there, and there's so many people down. Dito getting a lot of picks with the help of Lutka.
Yeah, Dito takes down both Joe and Layla, which is the kind of thing you want to do against POYOTECH. Remove the heals and remove the main caller, but I was focusing my attention on Dwo and Uka. They have this little relationship going on where they're getting behind without being spotted, and they're not just running towards the spawn, they're waiting. And they actually, instead of going for the medic, they went for Carpi. And between the two of them, they took down the sniper. So, you know, maybe there was some faith in the rest of their team being able to get stuff done, but it does look like POYOTECH, they captured a point here, Buck, but it costs them their demo.
Oh, big reflect coming out from Borden there to deny Dwo's jump in. So he tried for it around the back, but it didn't work out. So fair play to Borden there. But they managed to get this point in eventually. Kind of, well, they're still going to run down his cap time a bit. I mean, Bizu's trying to do his best, just wrangling them out. But yeah, even Uber's at the moment, actually.
Yeah, there was a small advantage for DQZ, but that seems to have been lost. And that's not that much of a deal when you still hold on to the point. But the fact that, oh wow, bit of a combo there. Dwo just flipping up Joe slightly higher so Lucian could headshot him. Kind of like a, you know, like the old combo, wombo combo in Quake.
Wombo combo.
And Carpi goes down as well, so no demo, no sniper, Ubers are exchanged, and wow, 5 players go down for POYOTECH. This is not a good exchange. Duo's actually juggling Layla, so it's hard for her to come out, and 20 grams is waiting in the wings. He's like a Solid Snake, just waiting, jumps out at the right time, bang bang, and takes down the medic, and now DQZ has an advantage. Time goes into the advantage of Bank Heist again, slim advantage, and Joe goes down to Duo. Duo is going to take that exchange any day of the week, and POYOTECH being a lot more aggressive, I have to say. This has been a much more aggressive map from both sides. They're not afraid now.
They've been aggressive. I mean, Hugo jumps in again. I mean, Dito actually jumps behind it. Manages to jump onto the enemy bats. Gets caught with that damage. Huge jump from him. They managed to get the point here, but I don't know how long it's going to be for. I mean, losing sniper. Joe comes in for a counter bomb. Manages to damage DQZ though. Gets DQZ for his troubles, so sort of returning the favour. A bit of a chaos going on, but I really feel like the one problem POYOTECH has on this map so far is they're not really kiting that well compared to Bank Heist. So they're losing a lot of players and they shouldn't.
Yeah, I feel the problem for Bank Heist right now is that they're not keeping DQZ alive. And,
yeah, that's
the chaos that POYOTECH are trying to bring to this map, in that they're just launching Joe forward, and Hugo's going in for bomb after bomb after bomb, and Bank Heist are getting control, they're getting into position, but they're not protecting their medic well enough. And Layla is playing a lot more passive to try and make sure she doesn't die, and they are going to use the Uber this time. And Joe is so deep, takes down DQZ again, and they're gonna trade lives there. But if you're gonna take down the medic over and over again, it's gonna make things so much easier. And you take a look again, Bank Heist winning the point and then losing it. And Layla gets hit with a rocket. Dito with the pipes. They're getting damage done. It's just so back and forth. Layla will survive, but it may be an opportunity here for Bank Heist to take control of the point once again. Duo is going to go in. He goes for Carpi. Probably sees that as more of a priority. 20 grams is lurking, and Joe's actually acting as the spy checker, just trying to keep his medic alive. These teams are they cannot keep their heels with them.
Yeah, Duo is doing such a good job for Bank Heist right now. I mean, the counter jumps come in, but Lanza doing a decent job of denying as well as assists on the roof as well. Good positioning from Bank Heist combo there. But yeah, Duo just making so much damage on the point. He bombs in there, gets like 3 or 4 players with his splash damage, and then counter bombs in it again. He's just living all the time as well. So really well played by him. And Carpi goes down again, and Hugo goes down. So even more space. And this Uber hopefully won't find too much. Yeah, see, like I said, kiting really good from Bank Heist. Just going to be denying this entire Uber.
Yeah, they backed out much better than that time, and actually they lose their medic. They lose their medic to Duo, and Dito goes forward. Dito dies, but he gets so much damage out that Uka is just kind of like, thank you very much. I'm just gonna clean up that plate. It's just so easy for them when they keep DQZ alive, and I feel like. Yeah, he's got an Uber now, but I feel like it's just a matter of seconds before POYOTECH get the force, because, as long as they've got DQZ alive, Bank Heist are winning. But that's probably Lucian with the body shot onto Layla, and then he shoots, and he gets Carpi as well.
And then Addy gets this demo as well. This man is unstoppable. Addy's trying to go for him, but he's having to try and revolver shot him. Invis is trying to get behind, but they've still got this point. Uber comes out. There's only 2 alive. Addy's got to try and do everything by himself. Gonna get meleeed down by Lucian, it seems, and wow, absolutely clinical defense. They're definitely turning the game around for Bank Heist.
So Lucian got a 7k there, and Utka, who was getting the majority of the Uber, got a 6k, and that makes 13, and that spells extremely unlucky for POYOTECH as they do lose that round. It's unlucky for us as well because someone had the wrong combo.
Oh no!
And I mean, if we do get to 2, then we could have the potential of a golden cap, so losing team could get a point on this map. But Joe going for something different this time, going to the opposite side of the map and getting aggressive with his stickies, and it meant that Carpi was open to the early snipe from Lucian. So, Ajay though.
Yeah, finding that stab onto the medic. Hugo going in for a bit of a bomb as well, gets immediately denied by Lanza, protecting his sniper, doing the right thing there of keeping them alive. So just got to try and hope these snipers can get onto the point, but without a medic, it's going to be kind of risky. Layla's kind of in a bit of a bad position though. Dito putting some sticks down. Oh, getting airblasted there by Borden. Duo comes in again, Borden reflecting that, doing a decent job of trying to protect as much as he can.
So this time they decided that they would sacrifice Carpi and win the game, so it's kind of the opposite of what I said. But yeah, Layla's actually running the crit, so they go to a different side, they go for a different medigun, And it's working out. They win the mid-fight for the first time on this map, and they do have 100% charge. As it's Highlander and you have a spy, surely they are aware of this bank heist as the crits from Joe comes over. Sis, great reflect on the second one there. The first one didn't really land on anything, but the third one does! Joe takes down DQZ and Lucia, both medic and sniper, taken out. Do people, was bank heist not aware that there's a door there that people can just peek through?
Yeah, about their kiting, like, I have to kind of revert that statement. Kind of weird, because like, I was surprised they didn't just sort of back towards the spawn through the choke. Instead they went into the short area when he was on the low ground. It was like, kind of surprising placement there. But yeah, 3 down right now actually for POYOTECH. But I mean, bomb comes in from Duo, gonna find some damage in.
The thing now is that Bankheist are fully aware that there is a crits in the game, and they can play around that, knowing that if they're running the Uber, they can just make sure they keep alive and counter it with invulnerability. They do actually get the cap essentially for free there. They trade Lanza and Duo, 2 classes who you feel that you could trade that for the point. Layla does have that advantage. It is of course a crit, so it's going to have to be meticulously placed in order to catch people out again. But DQZ 75% is all the way back in lobby, as is the rest of his team. They're not even risking it. They are just off the map. They may as well be sitting in spawn right now. Dito does go down though. Lucian does manage to take down Carpi in return. Hugo gets caught out trying to go for the sentry, and Joe dies to Duo as well, and they block the point buck. This could not have gone worse unless Layla had died.
Yeah, this is the risk you have with crits. It's like, see, Banquist wising up then, okay, let's learn from a mistake, let's not pick show again. So they backed up really far, they just left the crits, and like, okay, well, what's happening? We've got 2 players forwards, we'll take them out. Joe basically kind of feeds into lobby to try and get the Lucian pick. Lucian kites it, and he's now top scoring, and yeah, there's not the point. The Wrangle Mini's still giving them trouble as well by Bijou, and like, yeah, they just really haven't got a game plan. Then we got, like you said, we've got vulnerability on the play field as well.
Yeah, they do actually let the cap go down, which, you know, maybe I would have decided to go for the block there, seeing as they did have the Uber. And Layla is kind of passive here, she's still running the crits, 100% crits is going to get used. Do they catch anybody out? No, the Uber is going to be used, and they should be able to get the cap down as well. And Udker actually getting juggled. That crit stick, he almost takes down Dito, but the Carpi headshot. I mean, Carpi's not really used to cleaning people up, but in that case he had to. He does get taken down. 20 Grammy, Ferrari, Pastrami. I don't know what name he uses in pugs, but I love it, and he gets 2k. Yeah, in 10 minuti, 2 kills. He takes down 2 very important classes, Joe and Carpi, the demo, and let's go look at Udka, just getting aggressive.
No fear.
Basically, yeah, no fear, just sacking for the medic. And Layla does have an advantage, so it's not the worst decision in the world to do.
Around the whole combo as well. Oh, the sniper gets Joe as well. It's absolutely tragic again. Like, they're just, I don't know, maybe it's a com thing, maybe it's like a motivation thing, but I think it's really getting to POYOTECH right now. I think Joe, like, he's died way too much on this map compared to like how I thought he would have like tried to play this, but he's just gonna try and control this. They've got Chris coming out, Lucian gets picked off by it, but the Uber comes out in front, and there we go, Hugo going down already.
They do lose 3 players to their crits. And actually they're going to try and counter this. Duo is in and takes down Layla. And actually a nice arrow from DQZ is going to keep Dito alive, but not for long. And Carpi responds in kind, just takes down the medic. I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, hey, can you give me an arrow? And you're like, yeah, sure, bro. Oh, I got a headshot because of that. It does mean that Bank Heist have this huge lead now, basically a minute advantage. But it is going to be an advantage in terms of controlling the point for POYOTECH. And Layla an advantage, but again, it's a crits advantage here, Buck, and it does mean that POYOTECH probably gonna have to, you know, play a little bit more aggressively than they would like to in this scenario.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. We're trying to bomb in again to try and find some damage. But the sniper again from Lucian onto Carp. You mentioned flying the head of the sniper. The aggression comes onto the point. They've still got this Wrangle Mini from Rambo though, giving them a bit of trouble. Lan's gonna be trying to tank the majority of it though, but I don't know. I mean, actually, Lucian goes down there. I didn't even see what got him, but actually I think actually comes in to get that.
Yeah, Dito and Duo are actually behind right now, or just trying to lay down damage on Layla. She's trying to dance and keep her alive, used the crits, but they didn't manage to get DQZ, so he has an uber advantage here. This is very, very close in terms of time. 35 seconds now for POYOTECH left on the clock. They have to hold on to the point and keep it going down, but you know, Bank Heist with this uber should be able to just go across, and they are getting opening picks here. Buckets and Agi both going down, so we don't have to worry about a spy or a scout for the time being. Lucian going for a bit of an aggressive pick. Utka is of course going to be the recipient of that Uber. They're going to go in through main. They're going to do the wraparound. Utka takes down Rambasor, goes for the sentry. He's going to go for Garby now as well. Tries to get some damage out of him. Takes him out of the game for the time being. Joe is dead, but actually Bankheist lose 3 as well. It's a 3-for-3 trade, and Layla has 100% crits, and they don't have a demo, but Carpi taking down Lucian. Is he going to give that man the crits?
Just crits the sniper on the point. They're still going to get this point though. There's mini sentry from Busy still in the shot, but there's so many people dying there. I really think Bankoi's kind of mistimed that push in. Nice pick from Lance onto the demo, but I mean, there's only 5 seconds left. Joy's going to get killed off as well. DQC's in the low ground. Ajay comes in for the stab, gets the medic there, and Sisk trying to do his best there. But yeah, the deaths were so mistimed from Bankois there. I really feel like it should have just backed out.
I feel if they had kept the Uber going straight into them, I like the idea of Utka wrapping around, gets down Rambasor, so that should help with getting the cab time. But he doesn't get Carpi because Carpi just backed into lobby, and nobody else really got that many kills. And if you lose players in that situation, it's not good. It means your spawns are worse, and it's bad in the long run. So 2-1 now for POYOTECH. Bankheist have to win the next 2 rounds in order to claim the victory, and Lucian is going to be the first person to get a kill, but Agi gets 2, gets D2, Ansys gets another one onto the medic with the shank. DQZ is down, and Bankheist not looking good right now. They do get a few kills, and they may end up winning this mid fight, but losing your medic and pretty much your entire combo to 1 spy, that's not a good look.
Oh, and the Chris comes out, lands it. This can't really do much there. It's a heavy, too slow to avoid that. But Joe trying to get some long-range sticks in over the top here. Manages to get the NG. Did you get caught out by that? Very unlucky. But oh, and the demo goes down as well. I don't know whether POYOTECH have maybe found their groove here a bit as they're going to try and walk forwards on the point. But this is the aggression you want to see for POYOTECH.
Yeah, and that all happens because they do get the medic pick onto DQZ. If they don't get the medic pick, Baddy doesn't get the kill there, then they have an advantage, sure, but they know that Bankheist can make themselves invulnerable at any time. But the fact that they do get the med pick gives them this constant advantage unless they screw up.
Yeah. I really actually kind of like the crit use as well. It's like, okay, well, we're bored of doing the Uber, it's not really working out for us. Let's just go for like pure aggression and to see how they respond. And a lot of times it's just with Ubers or kiting out, so it gives them the ability to get on the point. But I say that, Boy and Bucket's trying to like do their best to deny them. But the massive bomb in from Hugo gets so much damage on the point, and the crit comes out as well. Really bad timing from Bankheist. Wife as well.
That was an actual crits from Bankheist as well. They'd switched to crits.
Really?
And as they went in there, they crits, but they just got crits done, and I guess they got out crits. It just didn't work out for them there. I think it's just an extension from what we were talking about, like Bankheist looking quite comfortable with their Ubers. It was working for them, but POYOTECH playing around that element of chaos and playing around with crits seems to be the choice of what they should be doing, because it gives Carpi the space to start getting kills, and that's what he's been doing. And there we go, Bijou and Lucian both go down early on. Agi manages to take down D-Toad. They're getting aggressive here, and that's the thing when you're Bankheist. You see that POYOTECH are walking forward, and you're not quite sure, is it going to be a crits onto us? As DQC goes down to Joe. Joe is actually going to survive. His buckets is cleaning up. Gets a 3k there, finishing off the damage. Both of them survive and go back to their medic for some buffs. And they didn't even use the crits, Buck. 1 minute 15 left on the clock.
This is, this is the main reason why I'm not a fan of this side pushing. Like, so basically, the reason why they went for those pushes before is because they had the Uber ads, and like they were just relying on Lucian to get the picks onto Carpi. And like Carpi goes down, and they managed to push in on the low ground. But they're fighting into a crits now, and they're fighting into these picks onto the sniper that they're getting. And like, yeah, it just all kind of falls apart against Bankheist. Massive plays actually by Hugo as well. Constantly keeps bombing onto the point, constantly keeps bombing onto this roof that they're not denying on their own side. And yeah, it's kind of all falling apart right now.
One of the easiest way to counter a crits, or at least a crits demo, is to just get in their face. And I feel that's what Bankheist aren't doing. They're trying to do the thing that they usually do with an Uber, what teams do with Ubers. They go forward, they try and get the cap, and then when the Uber's used, they back out. What did Hugo do? I missed.
Yeah, no, he's bombed in and just got like everyone to half health on the combo. They managed to respect it as well. Oh, that's unfortunate for Hugo, but yeah, as you were saying.
I mean, they do some good job here. They do a good job, and they've actually managed to get enough picks that, but now they have a crits, and that's not something we've seen Bankheist use successfully. But yeah, I mean, they're trying to get the cap. back out and you're running away from a Democrat, and Joe is not afraid to chase. He will chase you all the way to spawn, and we see an aggressive coming out from Dito. Carpi, Layla both going down. Joe gets headshot. Hugo goes in for the bomb. He does get DQC. And we do see a lot of kills going down, but losing your medic there, 15-second respawn for DQZ as Layla spawns there. So, you know, again with the crits, you manage to get that huge damage, but because you control the point, your spawns are longer. Layla is going to be having at least a 30% advantage by the time DQZ is back in action.
Yeah, I mean, Hugo might be low scoring, but he's definitely having an impact on this game right now, denying all this space, constantly bombing into them, doing a lot of damage. Like, again, he's on this roof and no one's managing to deny because they've all come in at the same time. And, like, yeah, like you said before, having to, like, deny the crits just by going into their face, and that's exactly what he did. The full effect, DKZ going down, now we've got laid on a crit side. No doubt Joe's going to try and hold W here with his crits.
Crits will be active any second now, and they are going to use it. All they need to do is stop them from, and there we go, they actually walk forward. Dito getting a few kills there, takes on the sentry as well for good measure. Carpi's going to respond by taking down Lanza at least, but overtime has been triggered here for Bankai's. T. Borden gets the reflect pipe kill onto Utka. He's going to be looking in his demo saying, hey buddy, come on, just don't shoot the pyro, but the Bankais are going to have to hold on to this cap point for 1 minute and 40 seconds. All that POYOTECH needs to do is capture, and they're walking forward, but they're just getting forward with their players.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, that's it, isn't it? 3-1. So they managed to take that map, and really good crits play coming out. I mean, there was a good crits play from Dito just, but I think ultimately POYOTECH making it work a lot better. And yeah, just massive aggression coming out of the Soldier as well. Hugo doing a really good job. Joe going to do a good job, and I think BKTS as well. So turned it up slightly for this map after getting a bit of a warm-up on Warm Tip.
But thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure casting with you as always. It's always good fun. And it was a good game for us as well. And thank you to Arch for doing all of the interesting and important stuff in the background, all of the production, taking the time out of his evening to do all of that. We do have to shout out Manco Store for sponsoring season 21 of the season. And of course, there is some merchandise available from Chriscast or regarding the lockdown throwdown that we had, Sixes tournament that essentially replaced the unfortunately cancelled Copenhagen Games a couple of weeks ago. So you can still pick that up if you're interested. But give us a follow on Twitter, join the Discord, or just follow us on Twitch, and you'll know when we go live with another game coming from Prem or another region. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, old beaver! Away!